All right, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at lesson 6 of hands-on equations. As we're going through this, and we think about all the legal moves that we've talked about, and then kind of look at how we're applying them to different situations. For this warm-up, we have a hanger model from SolveMe Mobile. So kind of the same idea of balance, if you haven't seen one of these before. The total of all of our shapes has to equal 11, and both sides have to be balanced with each other. So why don't you pause the video, try this out, and then see if you come up with the same values. All right, so here we already know that the heart is 3.5 based on what was shown here. Now, because 11 has to be the total and it's balanced on both sides, we know that 11 can be split into 2 pieces and 2 equal pieces. Because, for example, if I put 6 here and 5 here, even though 6 and 5 equal 11, this side would be heavier than this side, and so our balance would tip. All right, so looking at this, we know both of our sides would have to be 5.5. And since the green circle is the only thing on that side, we know the green circle is going to be 5.5. Because we know the heart is 3.5, we just have to figure out what is left for our trapezoid. So if we take 5.5 minus 3.5, we get an answer of 2, so our trapezoid is equal to 2. Today's lesson is going to focus a lot on multiplication of groups. So before we start doing this, I want us to just kind of think about what multiplication actually means. If you remember back from our fraction unit, we talked about multiplication and reviewed that multiplication means groups of a number. That's why when we've done things with hands-on equations, when it's like 2x, it becomes 2 groups of x. So for example, we've been using triangles. 3x would be 3 triangles because it would be 3 groups of that number. 2 hearts, or it would be 2 groups of hearts, so it would just be a heart and a heart. 3 stars, kind of the same thing, so it would just be 3 groups of stars.
Mommy?
Those should be kind of review from what we've been doing before. Let's look at this first one here. We have now introduced this idea of parentheses. Now with order of operations, normally we would add and then multiply. But because we don't know what the value is of our 2 figures, the heart or the smiley face, we can't actually add them together first. But what this is really saying is we have 2 groups of heart plus smiley face. And one way we can represent that is by actually drawing out a heart with a smiley face, and that would be one group. And then our second group would just be another heart and a smiley face. So same thing here, it's 3 groups of a star plus a cloud. So we would have a star and a cloud for one group, a star and a cloud for a second group, and a star with a cloud for a third group. Now we don't actually use stars and clouds and hearts, we use our X's and we use our triangles. So what we're going to do with hands-on equations when we see parentheses, we're going to remember that this means it's 2 groups of x plus 1. So on our balance, it's going to be a triangle with a block of 1, and that's our first group. And our second group is going to be another triangle with a block of 1. And we're going to stack those vertically on top of each other at first to just kind of show those repeated groups as part of that multiplication. Why don't you pause the video and try out the 3 times the quantity of x plus 3 and how you would model that, and then check to see how you did. So if we look at this, x plus 3 is going to be a triangle and a block of 3, but it's going to be this in 3 groups. So it's going to be another triangle and a block of 3, and another triangle and a block of 3. And that brings us to legal move number 4. In a parentheses expression, the number outside the parentheses means that the inside part is repeated that many times. And to show the action of repeating, we can stack the repetition above the original or on the sides as shown below. I'm typically going to always show it as a stack, just so you know. You can do it this way, but I think sometimes it's really nice to show the stack to start, just because as we start adding more elements to that side of the equation, it helps keep those different those things kind of separated. And then we just go ahead and use the same legal moves as we've been using in our previous lessons. All right, so let's do one together. We're going to draw the scale model for the equation and solve for x. On the left side of our balance, we're going to have two groups of x plus 3. So like I said, I'm going to stack mine. So I have a triangle and 3, a triangle and 3. And then on the right side, in place of x, I'm going to put a triangle and then plus 8. Now we can go through our different legal moves. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove one triangle from both sides because that's my first legal move. And that's going to leave me with a triangle on the left. And I'm also going to go ahead and combine my 2 3s so that they are a block of 6 balanced with a block of 8. I can break apart my 8 into a 6 and a 2. And so now I can go ahead and remove a 6 from both sides because they're equal weights, meaning that my triangle is equal to 2, or x is equal to 2. We're going to go ahead and put that into the check. So 2 times the quantity of x plus 3, so our x is 2 plus 3 is equal to x plus 8. Parentheses first, so 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 plus 8 is 10. And 2 groups of 5 is also 10. And that goes ahead and checks. All right, let's do another example together. So on this one, we have two groups of 2x plus 1 balanced with 18. Because it's two groups of 2x, I'm going to put 2 triangles and a 1 stacked with another 2 triangles and a 1. I know that those 2 1s can be regrouped to a 2. So I'm going to take my 18 and regroup it into a 2 and 16, meaning I can now remove a 2 from both sides. So in my next line, I have 4 triangles balanced with 16. And so 16 split between the 4 triangles means that our triangle is equal to 4. All right, so doing our check, we're going to 2 times the quantity of 2 times 4 plus 1 is equal to 18. So this becomes 2, and then 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1. And then this is 2 times 9. Just simplifying it out, and then 2 times 9 is 18. So that goes ahead and checks. All right, so why don't you go ahead and pause the video, try this example 2 on your own, and then you can restart the video when you're ready and check your work. So I'm going to start with 2 groups of x plus 4. I almost did 2 groups of 2x. So 2 groups of x plus 4 plus an additional x on the left side. So this is where I was talking about why I like to stack mine, just because I think it's clearer to see. And then on the right side, I have x plus 12. Just to show you it doesn't matter, I'm going to not do legal move number 1 first. I'm actually going to do the one where we can remove legal move number 2, where we can remove the same size block. So 4 and 4 make 8. So I'm going to go ahead and take 8 from both sides first, leaving me with 3 triangles on the left side, balanced with a triangle and 4 on the right. Now my next legal move, I'm going to go ahead and remove a triangle from both sides. So now I have 2 triangles and 4. So since 2 triangles, 4 is split between 2 triangles, each triangle is equal to 2. And just going through that process of the check, so it's 2 times the quantity of x plus 4, so x is 2, plus an additional x, which is 2, is equal to 2 plus 12. Parentheses first, this becomes 2 plus 6 plus 2, or 2 times 6 plus 2, is equal to 14. 12 plus 2, which then turns into 14. All right, same thing. Why don't you go ahead and pause the video and then try out, and then restart it when you're ready and check your answer. Right, once again, we have 2 groups of x plus 5. So I'm going to do my x, which is a triangle, plus 5. Nothing else on that left side. On the right side, we have 18 and an x. Once again, order doesn't matter. So 5 and 5 make 10. So I'm going to do a regroup here so I can remove 10 from both sides. I'm left with 2 triangles and then an 8 and a triangle on the right. Now I can go ahead and remove 1 triangle from both sides, leaving me with a triangle on the left and 8 on the right. So our triangle is equal to 8. Doing our check, 2 times the quantity of x plus 5 is equal to 18 plus x. 2 times 13 is the same as 26, and 26 is the same as 26. So if you're feeling okay, you can do the last problem on your own. But if you need to watch one more example, go ahead and keep watching and we'll go through this last one. So you go ahead and pause the video and restart when you need to and kind of just check your work as you're going. 2 groups of 2x plus 3. I know that all of our examples always have 2 groups. Obviously that number can be any number. It could be 5 groups, but just for the sake of what we're doing, kind of just keeping it more straightforward. This time it's going to be 2x. I need to make sure I keep 2 triangles and 3. And it's going to be 2 groups of that. And that's going to be balanced with an x and 18. Kind of going back, I'm going to go ahead and remove a triangle from both sides first. That leaves me with 3 triangles and 6 if I put those 3's together. Balanced with 18. So 18 I'm going to decompose into 6 and 12, which allows me to remove 6 from both sides. So now I have 3 triangles, balanced with 12. So 12 divided into 3 equal groups makes each triangle equal to 4. So our check becomes 2 times the quantity of 2 times x plus 3 is equal to x plus 18. Order of operations, I need to do my multiplication inside my parentheses first. This becomes 2 times 11. And 22 is equal to 22.